everyone, it's Carissa at sprinkledwithglitter.com, and I am here with a project for the My Pink Stamper 12 Days of Christmas event. You can check out all the fun stuff over on her website at mypinkstamper.com. This project is a card, but it's actually a gift card holder. So I guess it's a gift card holder, not a card. But I'm going to be using lots of fun papers, some Cricut cuts, of course, and these fabulous Biggie Christmas stamps from My Pink Stamper, and you can check those out on her website as well. But I want to jump right in here because there's a lot that I'm going to do. This is a really simple project, but there's some stuff that I want to show you. So, let's get started. I did see this sketch somewhere else. I did not come up with this idea on my own, but I did change some of the measurements and things to make it work for myself. So let's get started. This here is my card base, and it is cut 4 1/4 by 11. So if you took your 11 piece or your 8 1/2 by 11 and you cut it down the long way, that in half, that's what you would have here. And I've scored it at 2 inches and at 7 1/2 inches to make my card here. And you'll see how this will all come together in just a bit. It may not make sense, but basically this flap is going to end up secured down, and there's going to be a tag that slips in here. So actually I can go ahead and do that part. Just going to take my ATG gun, and I am going to, this smaller flap, I am going to adhere down to the card. So this card doesn't actually open. So there's that. Now this will eventually be adhered down with just these 2 strips. I'm going to go ahead and take and put this decorative paper on the front. Actually, I want to go ahead and ink it first. So I'm going to try some of this Distress ink. It's been around forever, and I don't have a fancy ink blending tool. I just have my little sponges that I have, but I did want to make this a little more rustic looking. So I'm just going to use, this is the Vintage Photo Distress ink, and I'm just going to ink the pieces. I'm going to ink a lot of the pieces, so I won't show you all of that on the video, but I just wanted you to be aware. So just kind of antiqued that a little bit. That's really like that, actually. Nice look. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to this larger flap on the front of the card. Just going to line this up here. Maybe it's easier to do it this way. Okay, and then I have this other piece. This is like a red text pattern. It's really kind of a cool pattern here that I am going to put along this tab right here, the smaller. So this was cut at, let's see, 3 1/2 inches by 4 1/4, and then this is 2 by 4 1/4. Okay, and then I'm going to take this piece of green here, and I think I'm going to punch it with an edge punch. And then this is actually, I want the whole thing stuck down so that my tag, when I go to put it in, doesn't accidentally slip behind it. So I'm going to put a good couple lines of adhesive along this. And then I am going to put this doesn't have to be exact. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this portion down. Now when I adhere this portion, I'm creating a pocket. So I only want to put adhesive along this edge and along this edge. So put that right there. Right there. And then adhere that down. And now I have a little pocket, and this will make more sense here in a bit, I hope. So I'm going to bring in this tag. Now this tag is just the Plantin Schoolbook tag. It's cut at 2 1/4. I did not, at first I kind of played around with changing the dimensions of it with my Gypsy and Cricut Craft Room and stuff, but I found that like the shape looked distorted to me. So I went ahead and left the dimensions as they are and cut this from the Plantin School Book. And I am going to stamp my greeting right on the top of here. So let me grab my ink. So I'll just ink that up really nice. And I want it as close to that hole as I possibly can. Beautiful. So that's stamped, and then I'm going to go ahead and I am going to ink this tag as well. Okay, so I've inked my tag, and this tag is actually designed to be big enough for my gift card. So you could just take a little line of adhesive and adhere your gift card along there, and then this will slide in. Now the reason I did the dimensions on the folds as I did is so that when my tag is in there, this stamp would actually show. So there is a method to my madness. I know, like, it all comes together in the end, but you just kind of have to go with me on the journey, you know, to see where it's going to end up. So I'm just taking some twine now, and I'm making a loop out of it, and I'm going to put it right through the end of this tag here. Pull that loop through, and then just create that right there. And that's, again, why I wanted this scallop piece all the way down, is so that when you're putting this in, it won't catch. So there's that. And now we're going to add some shapes over here. So what I have is, these are the holly leaves. This one is cut at 2 1/4, and this one at 2 3/4. It is from the Cricut Art Philosophy Cricut cartridge, and I've cut it out using the same green paper that I've used here. And so I am going to take these and fold them in half and give them a nice crease down the center. Kind of try to bring these leaves to life a little bit. And do the same thing with this one. And then what I'll do is take that sponge that already has that ink on it. I use my sponges in all different colors, by the way. And I am going to ink this along the seam here where I folded. And then I'm going to ink around the edges too. And that's going to do two things. It's distressing it, and this whole card is kind of like this antique Christmas kind of look. But it's also going to help that when this leaf sets on top of the other one, there's going to be some definition, so you're going to kind of see that edge a little bit better. Okay, so those are going to go right on there like that. And I think in order to keep them dimensional, I'm going to use dimensional adhesive, because otherwise these are, you know, if I just push them down on there, they're just going to smash right down, and that dimension is going to be lost. Okay, and now these leaves, which were cut at the 2 3/4 inch size from the same Cricut Art Philosophy Cricut cartridge, I am going to adhere those down, and I think I'll go ahead and use dimensionals on those as well. Actually, these two smaller ones I'm not going to use dimensional adhesive on. I am just going to glue them straight down. Okay, and so I think I'm going to go ahead, I'm kind of toying with the idea of adding some ribbon to this as well. Okay, so there I have tied some ribbon on, and my final touch, I think, is just going to be to add some crystal effects or glossy accents. They're the same kind of thing to these berries down here. Okay, and here is my finished project. The crystal effects is still drying. When it dries, it will dry nice and clear, and I'll have some shiny berries on the bottom. But I hope you enjoyed this idea on a gift card holder for your Christmas season, and I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. Thanks for watching.